Hello, hello, out there, Pip Town people. How's it going this Wednesday morn? I don't know what that was. It just came out of me all of a sudden. I wasn't planning on it, as is probably evidenced by what it sounded like. But I hope that all of you are doing wonderful on this Wednesday morning. Who do we have in here right now? EMZ, Linus, Foreigner, Fernando, Jester, Mike. What's up, guys? How are you doing? It has been a long week, a long weekend, but I think that we are kind of over the hump, as it were, getting past all of the election shenanigans in the United States. We've got a new community manager, a new dev team working on LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, and we have finally heard from the new community manager, Emilian. What does he have to say, and what does it mean for all of us? We'll go over that in just a second. EMZ, did I get a haircut? I sure did. I actually got more than one of them cut. I had the guy cut all of them, actually. So it's still a little bit messy because, you know, I kind of like woke up and did a little of this kind of thing in order to get it going on. But yeah, I mean, like you can see like the part's really weird right now. It's crazy. But this is not a show about my hair, but thank you for appreciating it. Moneybags is awful again, says Mike. Yes, it is. We'll get over that. We'll go over that in just a second here. But let me switch over to my Discord so that I can read to you guys a couple of the responses from in the content creator program from the new community manager, Emilian. First off, we really started getting his first responses on the 9th. That's 2 days ago, or Monday is when Emilian showed up, basically to just say hello, how are you doing, and make sure that everybody knows that the new team is actually feeling very optimistic. Is it the truth? We actually have no idea. But the very first thing that he said is in regards to all the comments that the content creators have been making about the state of the game as a whole, and the fact that the lack of communication was actually very disconcerting for most of the content creators. And he said, no, don't worry, we are very excited about the game and where the game is going. And then there were some further questions about, well, is the content creator program going to continue to be a thing? Can we get test server access so that we can make more content, more videos? Can we get even the same stuff we were getting before, which is to get the announcements and releases just a few days earlier than the rest of the community so that we can make further content? And Emilian basically said that first off, that he is paying attention to Discord. We had been hitting up this new Gameloft representative, Maria with 2 eyes. It looks like Maria is not the right contact. Emilian is the contact that we should be messaging at, tweeting at, I suppose, discording at. I'm not even really sure how you say that in general, but Emilian says that he is the new community manager and he is the person that you should be reaching out to. He also said that they actually very much appreciate the content creator program and that they're not entirely sure exactly how they are going to be expanding the program in the future, but that they do have plans to, in his words, evolve the program. But he was very positive on the content creator program. Let me read you directly what he said. Regarding the content creator program, Regarding the content creator program, and here he's talking about changes to the content creator program. It is not on our radar at the moment since we are in the process of transitioning, and it includes the transition of community management too. But we're definitely going to look into it in the future, and here he's referring to our requests for access to test servers and our requirements to make a certain number of videos per month in order to continue to be a member of the content creator program. That's what he's referencing when he's talking about looking into it. We will definitely look into it in the future when everything settles down, and of course we will let players know about it. And then he says, the content creator program is a great thing, and we are planning to support it and evolve this initiative. So, if there are more things that you wish your content creators would do, please let us know. And then we can tell you whether or not it's something we even can do. And if it's not something we can do, then we can bring it up to 1 million and say, hey, some of the people who watch my stream or comment on my videos, what have you, have said they would really like more of this, but I don't have access to it. Can you give me access to be able to provide this to the community in some meaningful way? And hopefully 1 million will be able to take that back to the people who are now in charge and go from there. We'll see. 1 second. I'm seeing somebody. If you say we'll get the answer soon, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. EMZ, I just saw your comment on Discord. Very funny. Yes, so people are wondering about the Q&A, right? The Q&A we asked all of those questions, and honestly, the only information I have is just what they posted in the announcements channel, which is, unfortunately, that we will have that information soon. Now, that's just me reiterating what they've already said. There's no new news on that front. I would imagine, just from a personal point of view, that they were probably received, because remember, the team is new and new to LEGO, and I would imagine that they actually received more questions and more comments than they thought they would. And so instead of being able to put everything together and release it on Friday, they probably were still putting things together on Friday. Then the weekend happens, Monday rolls around, and they need to make sure that all of the people who are allowed to approve all of the statements before they go out have the time to go through that. And so Emilian, the new community manager, has encouraged all of us to give them a little bit of patience as they are still in the transition phase, getting ready to sort of unleash the new team upon the game and see what changes can be made. But trust me, I will be on top of that Q&A the moment it comes out. What have you guys been saying while I've been going over the rest of that? Anything on the Q&A, Fernando? There you go, I just answered that one. I think them giving us smaller money bags is meant to signify the fact that we shouldn't have to be trapped to spending whenever they would like. We should be free to spend whenever and be rewarded for it. EMZ, I hope that you are correct. I think that that is an excellent way to go. I think that the whole idea that people are just hoarding resources until a timed quest comes out is antithetical to the purpose of the timed quest. If we remember, the point of the timed quests was to reward people for playing the game more like they normally do. And part of playing the game is spending your currency, upgrading your characters, unlocking new things. And if we're just waiting for more timed quests to appear before we spend our currency or our energy in various places, well, that kind of actually defeats the purpose of the timed quest. Now, could they have foreseen that happening? Probably, but doesn't matter. They didn't. But they tried out the time quest. It doesn't take anything away from the game, right? As I've mentioned before, it just adds a little something extra if you do what you normally were doing. So EMZ, I hope that you are right and that this new lower money bags amount is representative of the way they want it to go, which is that you shouldn't have to hoard resources in order to complete timed events, that you should just be able to play the game as normal with maybe a minor modification. Things like using a particular hero in Brickspedition, using a particular hero in, I don't know, maybe raids when they come out, maybe using a particular set in Brickspedition, something along those lines. They've been forcing us to use certain things in the arena, and that gets a little trickier because the difference of a single person can really affect your arena game, your positioning, and ultimately your arena payout. And that daily arena payout is usually better than the rewards that come with the timed quests. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to actually do the arena timed quests unless we already have whatever character they want us to use at a really, really significant level, right? I think we pretty much all agree on that one. Mike, you know I'm going to say collaborations. Yes, Mike, collaborations. The thing is, I've mentioned this before, the content creator program has gotten a little slow on collaborations because there hasn't been new content to collaborate about. We've had basically everything has very much slowed down while we get the new team out. Changes to existing characters, all these kinds of things. There have been very few opportunities to collaborate on new information. I would imagine there will be a lot of collaborations when raids eventually come out. I'll be very interested to see what happens when they release new IP, even though I don't really care about new IP. But even still, I think that's really what the content creators are waiting for on collaborations. We still actually talk about collaborations from time to time in the content creator channel, but we all just go, okay, well, what do we collaborate about? And everyone goes, I don't know. Paul from the Escape podcast has been very, very vocal about the fact that he likes to announce new things every week and not just rehash old stuff. And it's been very, very difficult. And we've had to make up reasons to actually give new content. So Paul has actually pushed back scheduling the Escape podcast from time to time because they've been short on new information about LEGO Legacy to give out. And I completely understand. But let's hope that this new team ramps up very quickly and gets their game going. LEGO Ninja Fan says, teach me how to play. I am pro in this game too. No offense to the old dev team, but this team has more communication than the other dev team. Well, Jester, that remains to be seen. So far, I would actually disagree with that statement, although in the past couple days, since they started talking to us, they have been rather vocal about it. Could do a time quest reward for how many brick separators you use. That's another new one. It's very true. Alrighty guys, we are just starting out for the day and I'm on a little bit of a time crunch. We are going to stay with a couple of friends for the next few days, which means, I'll tell you right away, I will not be streaming tomorrow morning. I will be taking the day off because we'll be spending some time with some buddies. But don't you worry, I will be back on Saturday. Let's go ahead and come in here and spend some of this energy. I'm going to show you some new stuff that I'm working on as I run through Brickspedition today. What I noticed before is the ice ninjas that I was working with. Commander Cole, Dr. Kelvin, Master Wu, Lloyd, and Zane perform very poorly in the arena. Unfortunately, they just don't do enough damage. There's too much support. Commander Cold's third ability is not effective enough, adding defense up onto everybody. Dr. Kelvin is extraordinarily useful, but unfortunately doesn't do very much damage. Master Wu is also very useful as a support character, but does very little damage. 2 out of his 4 abilities don't do damage at all. Disarmed is incredibly powerful, as is Vulnerable, but his basic damage is rather low. Granted, his third ability will call a random ninja to assist, but as I only have 2 other ninjas, Zane and Lloyd, if he pulls Zane to assist, it's awesome. And if he pulls Lloyd to assist, it's actually really bad because Lloyd's attack is super, super low. Additionally, Lloyd's ability to put everybody into stealth is awesome, but Lloyd's defense is relatively low. And without the right set, he actually doesn't gain the same amount of dodge bonus that he gains when you're normally attacking ninjas. So Lloyd actually gets hammered very, very quickly on this team without the rest of the ninja support. Additionally, Zane actually has relatively low damage for an attack character. So that's the problem that I've been running into. So I've been upgrading my Spaceman Reed, my Magisto, and my Locust. Actually, let me go ahead and put Locust on favorites here, because I'm going to be working out some new stuff. Now, I'm still going to be shelling out, I think, for the Yeti when his event happens. And I'm going to try another team that looks like Commander Cold, Dr. Kelvin, the Yeti, Zane. Actually, let me keep Zane favorited so he's at the top. Zane, and then either Master Wu or Magisto as the last one. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, wait, what about Arctic Explorer Aurora? What about her? She's a chill character. She gets a heal, she gets a res. But in my case, the goal is not to have to use the res. The goal is to get the people down before they die. Master Wu would have the added bonus of having the buff removal and being able to 100% of the time call Zane to assist when he gets that assist. Magisto would have the bonus of being able to add more Dizzy onto the opposing characters, which will actually trigger more of the abilities from the Ice Station Odyssey set. Spaceman Reed and Locust, if I decide to use them, have the added bonus of getting the 20% extra speed from the Ice Station Odyssey set, and I will show you just how effective that can be here today. Now, before we get into that, I do know that I need to do a couple of more, I think I need to spend Glyph Hunt energy, right? I need to use at least 5 of those, and I think I need, yeah, so I need 4 more fancy bananas. They come from Glyph Hunt, so I'm going to use this 150 energy here to see how many more of these fancy bananas I can pull. This is just using Glyph Hunt stuff for the daily quests. Otherwise, I'm going to be pouring all of my resources into Spaceman Reed and Locust for the time being. Now, what are you guys talking about? Lloyd has some good debuffs on that basic, though. That is very true. You need Hot Yeti. Dude, I'm trying my best to get that Hot Yeti into my life. But we just have to wait, right? Because he's just simply not available yet. What did the community manager say? Extreme, what's up, dude? Basically, the community manager was very, very the TLDR is the community manager was incredibly positive about the game and the state of the game as a whole. What he said about the sort of lack of communication that has been going on so far is that they really only started last week and they're transitioning the whole team over, so they're really still figuring stuff out. But they're all very, very optimistic about the state of the game and very excited to start working on it. Additionally, we had a lot of questions about the content creator program and what its future holds. And they said that they are actually very supportive of the content creator program and looking to evolve the content creator program, but they didn't say specifically how. So that's more good news, essentially, about the forward momentum of the game and the community at large. The other thing to point out is that Emilian, if you see him, Emilian is the new contact for community management. Maria with the 2 eyes, she was handling it for a couple of days and then kind of like went black. But Emilian is actually the new community manager, officially announced. He is the person that you should target with your comments if you need to speak to a community manager directly. What about Argenta or Chef? GKM, what about Argenta or Chef? Piptown Energy, EXO! Did you talk about general stuff like the new dev team? EXO, yes I did, but if there's something in particular you would like to know, let me know. I always start the stream with very general stuff, so between like 9 and 9:15 it's basically all just general stuff. Now take a look here, guys. Headley, I am finished farming Headley. I have enough tiles to bring him up to 7 stars now. Excellent. I am ripping through the monolith waste here, getting so many of the characters up to like 7-star level. Even though I haven't upgraded them all to 7 stars, having the readiness and the ability to do so that I can just start farming that master store even more. Oh, another person I need to look at if I'm building out a full space team with the Ice Station Odyssey is how does Kartovsky fit in there? Now, if you put Kartovsky in there, then the problem is that you lose basically all of your healing. So one of the things that I need to be cognizant of if I decide to go with Ice Station Odyssey, Commander Cold, Kelvin, Locust, and Reed is who is that 5th character supposed to be? Now, Magisto is a good option because he's incredibly fast. He has a heal that also gives payback, which also then further heals the person. If I combine that with Locust while Locust is taunting, it might make Locust incredibly difficult to take down. Plus, it means the entire team is super quick. And I am very excited about super quick teams. Now, Spaceman Reed needs 1 more piece of gear in order to get up to gear level 7, and that requires that I get 2 more of these Fancy Coffee 3 plans. Let's go ahead and refill our energy for the day. Right up in here, please and thank you. We're going to unlock one more of these and hope that we can get 2 Fancy Coffee 3 plans. Cross your fingers, everybody. Please, let's do it. Oh, there's one. Can we get one more? We just need one more Fancy Coffee 3 plan, and then we can upgrade this guy to 7 stars. Let's do it. Oh, we got 3 extra ones. Excellent. They will be used for something else in the future. I don't know exactly what yet, but this is brilliant. We can craft the Grand Quiver 1 in 45 minutes because it takes so long when you're doing things all at once. Cowabunga, what's up, bro? Oh my goodness, this really does take a while. Come on, craft the gear. I know you can do it. You know you want to. Equip that gear. Let's upgrade this guy. And now we need to do a bit of comparison here. We need to compare the stats between Spaceman Reed and Zane, right? Zane is almost at 7 stars, so we'll do this comparison again. But these 2 characters serve the same role when you're using the Ice Station Odyssey set. Predominantly, they are your biggest hitters on the team. So let's compare the damage that they're capable of doing. Spaceman Reed is sitting at 3,000 attack. Zane is sitting at 2,700. Now, if he gets another, what do they get for leveling up? Like 10%? They gets another like 10% or so to his attack when he goes up to 7 stars. Then you will notice that their stats will actually be almost identical. Max health, he'll gain another 1,300 health or so. Spaceman Reed is already about 1,300 ahead of him. Attack, Spaceman Reed is about 300 ahead, but if we get another 10% from our Zane, then they're about the same. Defense-wise, again, about the same. Reed is a little bit ahead, but Zane will actually gain a little bit as well. Now, let's take a look at the speed though. Zane is coming in at 120. Spaceman Reed is coming in at 105, but let's remember he gets 20% speed bonus from the Ice Station Odyssey set, meaning he's going to get another 20 speed, or he'll be at 125. That makes him faster than Zane, and because we have other space characters on the team, at the end of Reed's turn, his pep is always increased by another 15% as long as there is another space hero on the board. So now let's compare some of the other things that are available to us, right? Like the synergies with the rest of the team. Well, we've seen what happens with that space stuff. We also have this guaranteed stun on Spaceman Reed's second ability, which does synergize well with the Ice Station Odyssey's second ability, that on stunning or dizzying a foe, you have a chance to apply a damage over time effect to them. Additionally, Spaceman Reed has the opportunity to clear buffs from the target if he has critical chance up. Otherwise, he deals bonus damage to the target based on how many buffs they have on them. Cool? Let's compare that to the specials of Zane. The first one deals a bunch of damage, puts defense down on the target, which will increase the damage done by everybody else, right? With a 20% chance for each active Spinjitzu hero to inflict vulnerable. So if I'm running this with Ice Ninjas, then it's a 60% chance, right? Better than a coin flip, but still not great. And then he beats out Reed, I think, a little bit because he has an AoE ability as well. The base damage of this ability, however, is very low unless the target is suffering from Dizzy. And if you look at the team that you put together with the Ice Ninjas, you only have one character that can reliably put Dizzy on a team, which is Commander Cold, which means that you have to be very careful about when and how you use your Falcon Feint. Now, Commander Cold is going to go before Zane does, so if you need to put that Dizzy up, you know you can do it, but it's worth noting that that's how it works. Additionally, he gets extra skill, which is meh usefulness, and gains critical chance for each other Spinjitzu hero. So he does have a much higher chance to crit than Reed does, which means overall, you're going to hit, each individual hit from Zane is arguably going to do more damage than Reed. However, Reed is going to get more attacks than Zane, and conditionally can do a lot more damage to a single target foe, especially if they are covered in buffs. So I'm going to be trying that out a little bit to see how it works, how I really like it. We're going to showcase it in the Brixpedition. Today I think we're on day 5, so we should be pretty good to show some stuff off. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue to level up Zane because at this point I only need 12 tiles for him anyway. I'm pretty close. You will notice in the arena, however, that I'm taking the opportunity to go back to my old team with the Pirates and Kelvin and Wu. The team just does more, this team just does more damage, to be completely honest with you, and I want to continue to get lower in the arena. Obviously, being able to showcase a team like the Ice Ninjas, which can get sub 100 fine, but has a problem staying there, and has a problem breaking into the top 50 because of the severe lack of damage and their ability to get around like the Castle team. The Castle team is a nightmare for the Ice Ninja team because they don't do enough damage to take advantage of clearing taunts. I know that that sounds a little bit weird, but I lost my train of thought there for a second. The Castle teams actually have quite a few taunts on them. It's not just Burnibus and Jester Gogo that you have to worry about. It's Burnibus and Jester Gogo and also King Brutus that you also have to worry about. Plus, then you have Magisto causing anybody who can retaliate to get health back. So, like I said before, Ice Station Odyssey really benefits from people being dizzy. The problem is that running Spice Ninjas only has one reliable person who can put dizzy on the enemy character. So even if you put dizzy on one of the tanks, they're just going to switch to a different tank, and then you have to deal with that one. The damage is too low, it's very, very hard to get past it. Ironically, it's actually easier to get past some of the pirate teams that are only running Scarlet as a tank, if you just manage to keep Wu's timer in the right place, because Wu can cleanse that taunt off of Scarlet if it's timed correctly. Let me go ahead and do this. So yeah, so I'm using this team because it does so much more damage. Argenta and Redbeard, for example, can hit for 3,000, 4,000 damage on a basic attack without critting, and that is twice as much damage, literally twice as much damage as the Ice Ninja team does. So it's just proven to be relatively ineffective, unfortunately. We're gonna come in here and use some brick separators real fast. I need to remember to clear out the events before they swap over. And then I need to open a bunch of bags and do a whole bunch of other stuff. Come back into the arena, get that second fight done. After that is complete, then we will go into the Brixpedition with whatever time I have left. Again, reminder, I am under a slight time crunch today because we have to make a train to go visit some of our buddies. But hopefully I can finish out all the big exciting stuff so that we can open that premium bag and see what the RNG gods have for us today. Woo! So much talking. Red Benny, gear level 7. That's right, Paul. I did it. Just for you, sir. If it makes you feel better, I did it just for you. If it doesn't make you feel any better, then I did it because I wanted to. How's that? Alright, I'm also going to be fighting out this node tier 4. I'm not entirely sure that I'm not going to be using Explorer Aurora. I really need the Locust tiles. So if I do it here, I have a 33% chance of getting Locust tiles, right? But I have a 66% chance of getting tiles I do not need at all. If I go here, then I only have a 25% chance of getting Locust tiles. But if I also consider that Aurora is useful to me right now, maybe, then it gives me a 50-50 chance of getting something that I would consider to be useful. So that's why I'm doing this 4th node, just for everybody who's watching at home. You can click the star up and see the upgrades for Zane? Really? Did I not know that you can do that? I didn't know you could do that. What do you mean? I can click star up? Oh, yes, you're absolutely right. And I was absolutely right, so it seems. So yeah, his attack is going to be about 100 less than Spaceman Reed's. Their max health is going to be basically the same, and his defense is going to be a little bit higher than Spaceman Reed's. So wow, I'm surprised that I was so on target with all of that, and thank you for showing me that. I should have known that you could do that. I don't know why I didn't know that you could do that. All right, Brick Pace, still saving all that extra currency, looking to get those Venkman tiles, but saving all this currency. Look at this, I've got 7,000 currency. There's nothing I want to spend it on other than Venkman, to be completely honest, so I don't really know why I'm waiting. I just want to make sure that I have enough of the currency to actually get Venkman to 4 stars. So let's see, how many purchases is this that I have going on here? 5? I've got 5 purchases ready to go, and that's 5 times 3 is 15, plus 18 is 33 Venkman tiles, so I still need 17 more. Yeah, I'm gonna keep holding on to it. I'm not gonna spend it if I'm not gonna get anything for it, you know what I mean? Like, why? Extreme has all 4 Ghostbusters and unlock the Highwayman on the same day. Very nice, dude, that's awesome. This was the best thing to pop in and see, a Reed being taken to 7 stars. 7 stars and gear level 7. Paul, I did both of those things in the last, like, 2 days, I think. Okay. Zane. Yeah, so I think I did all of those in the last 2 days. I was waiting, I had enough tiles to upgrade Reed to 7 stars for probably about a week, but I was waiting until the time the next Moneybags event came out so that I could actually upgrade him, which is what you're seeing now. So now that that happened, that was the very first thing that I did. I was shocked that it was actually so low that that this one was what, like, spend like 1.5 million or something like that was the Moneybags event that just came out. So as EMZ pointed out earlier, I hope that this trend continues because people really hate having to just hoard gold. They want to use their gold now, right? Everybody does. Extreme, an achievement for 50 characters. Nice, bro. Alrighty. I think that's all the challenges except for the second arena one. And now, because we finished another time quest level, we can come in and take a look at that real fast. Timed quests, event planner, boom. So I've got another day to spend, 30 energy. Yeah, I'm gonna get it, which is gonna give me another 350 event currency. Nice. But yeah, Moneybags event, spend a total of, what was the highest level? 1.2 million. That's one character up to 7 stars. So I actually completed all of this Moneybags event in one single click, which is super silly. Okay, now, I mentioned that Locust and Magisto I am interested in upgrading. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my Magisto first, only because I'm still farming a bunch of tiles for the Locust. So I think I have enough to bring him, let's see, 75 plus 100, that's 175. So I have enough to get Locust up to 6 stars, and that will leave me with about 30 tiles left over. So I need about 120 Locust tiles more. And I'm going to show you what I'm running in the Brickspedition right now so that I can actually just, like, keep on moving it forward. So let's go ahead and put this fancy Apple III on Mr. Magisto. Magisto, by the way, has a lot of health for, I mean, it's so much higher than you would kind of expect, really. Of course, Commander Cold and Kelvin, super tank sauce, if you haven't already gotten them. I love the two of them, but, like, just barely, you know, if that's making sense. Like, I really love what their kit is designed to do, but the reality of what their kit does is not as good as I wish it were. You know, they don't hit hard enough to make them super useful. Look at this fancy crab. Oh my goodness, I already have enough for this entire thing? That's bonkers. Wait, what am I missing here to make this happen? I'm just missing 10 fancy bananas in order to get this entire piece of gear? For real? I might get this today. I mean, probably not now, because that would mean I would have to get extraordinary RNG here for these fancy banana 2s. But wow, I'm going to get... This is going to be pretty close. I'll have Magisto up to gear level 7 in like a day. They need a 3rd Ice Planet unit as an attacker. Whoa, look at how many bananas I got. I'm only 2 short. That's ridiculous. Okay, RNG is in my favor today. And yes, you are right, GKM. They do need another Ice Planet figure, but I don't know that they have one available, right? Ice Planet is only Commander Cold and Dr. Kelvin, unfortunately. Let me remind everybody the Ice Station Odyssey set. I know you've seen me running it several times, but just to remind everybody how it works. Space heroes all have their speed increased by 20%. Chill heroes have their skill increased by 20%. This is important when you consider who the chill heroes are. For example, Explorer Aurora doesn't need skill at all, so her being a chill hero doesn't matter for this first ability. All other heroes have their defense increased by 10%. So this would, for example, help out our Lloyd while he's trying to tank. Unfortunately, he's still a bit squishy even with that extra 10%. It might actually be better to run Ice Ninjas like Ice Ninja Pirates kind of thing and put Scarlet in as your tank instead of Lloyd. It actually would probably work better. I also have this ability at 4. When a hero inflicts stun or dizzy, reminder, this is part of where Reed can come in with his guaranteed stun. They have a 50% chance to stack damage over time on the target. Then we have orbital targeting. Whenever an Ice Planet hero, remember there's only 2, uses a special ability, each hero has a chance to gain accuracy up 1. Thank you, the anti-dodge mechanic. For 1 turn, and each foe has a 40% chance to lose stealth. The Ice Station Odyssey destroys ninja teams. It really actually does. There is basically, in 1 round of going from Explorer Aurora to Commander Cold, you can buff your team and pull at least one of them out of stealth, which is amazing. Highwayman, very, very easy to pull out of stealth this way, especially because those characters are both so fast with the Ice Station Odyssey. Then Cold-Blooded. Whenever a chill hero attacks a foe with Dizzy, there is a 40% chance to convert all stat and heal-based buffs to their debuff equivalents, and the target's pep is reduced by 15%. Now this is a major, major ability, and we want to have as much opportunity to put Dizzy on our foes as we possibly can, which is why we've been running Magisto on this team. So let me come in here and finish out another arena battle for us. Let's see what we can get in here to get nice and low. This team 89 actually looks okay. We'll start by having to demolish their Reed, which, fine. I mean, not their Reed, their Lloyd, which, as I mentioned, fine. It means that we're going to have to do a little bit of work to do a little bit of survival right from the beginning. So I am going to start by... we're going to start by just doing some basic damage here. And then I'm going to use Kelvin right off the bat to put this defense on our Redbeard. Then I'm going to start just doing a bunch of damage to Lloyd as best I can. Ugh, he dodges the very first ability. Major, major bummer. Dodges the second attack at him. Another bummer. So now we're not going to focus on trying to destroy Reed. I keep saying Reed. We're not going to focus on trying to destroy Lloyd all in 1 turn because he's just being a butthead. So I'm going to be saving... Oh, should have used Commander Kelvin's... I should have used Kelvin's special ability. It would have had a chance to pull somebody out of stealth. That was a missed opportunity. However, now we don't really need to worry about it. I am going to continue my assault on Lloyd here for just a second. Bingo. There we go. Now, it looks like my Redbeard is very, very close to going down. If we can take their Redbeard down first, though, we should still be pretty good to go. So, we're going to take a risk here. Yes, but we got the Dizzy on their Redbeard, and then their Argenta just one-shotted my Redbeard. Major, major bummer. Their Redbeard has dodge up, but it is not enough. Now, we know that their Lloyd is coming back around and is probably going to get a stealth pretty soon, so we take the opportunity to take him out. Unfortunately, the entire rest of my team is looking pretty good right now. I'm going to go ahead and actually remove... Yeah, I'm going to remove Disarm from my Cook Bart because I want my Cook Bart to be able to use his heal when his turn comes back around. Meanwhile, we're going to be going for the Red Benny, Spaceman Reed. Looks like we're actually in a pretty good spot here on this battle now. For a second, it looked a bit hairy as they took out our peg leg. But now, it looks like we can just simply auto-battle down, as the only person they have left to really worry about is Princess Argenta, but she will not be around super long, especially with this vulnerable coming out right now. Kelvin taking advantage, critting for 3,600. Argenta doing a normal attack, basic attack for 4,000 without critting. This is what I mean when I say that the damage of the Spice Ninjas is low. 3,000 on a crit is average. Keep in mind, one of the things I had considered before was actually putting Locust on the team. And remember, Locust can grant attack up to everybody on the team, increasing their attack by like 20% or something like that. It is a huge bonus to a team that has relatively low attack, especially if that's the thing that you're worried about. So let's come in here and grab this premium baggy bag. And let's go into the shop and see what the RN Jesus has for us today. Collect! Collect! $75 Kelvin tiles! What is this? Oh my goodness! That's just 750 master currency, effectively. 75 Kelvin tiles. This is the first time I think I've gotten 75 tiles of a character, and it's a character I already had at 7 stars. Look at this. 780 master currency conversion. That's nuts, guys. I mean, I'll take it. Like, that's nice. Escape Podcast. Fancy bananas for FancyMatt. GKM, do a refresh, he says. At this point, I would have to do a refresh of, what, I guess 100. What do I need? I think it's 100 crystals now. All right, fine. I'll do it for you. 100 gems. There you go. Let's see if we can get a couple of bananas here. Now, I am going to have to loot the entire thing, unfortunately, because, oh no, I got one right off the bat. Maybe I won't have to loot the entire thing. Come on, RNGesus. Give me the news, bro. Come on, I paid 100 gems for this. Oh, look at this banana! Bananas and pajamas. I'm putting on Magisto. Bananas and pajamas. I'm putting the Grand Crab one on. God, I'm not in it. I'm not on it for the lyrics today. Now I have one more piece of gear to put on Magisto. I have to go in and see what I need for it and see if I can put him up to 7 stars on the same day. Big time. EMZ, that's how I've been using iStation Odyssey. It's good to see someone following the way of space. And EMZ, how are you doing in the arena with that team? Out of curiosity. Top 100 in arena, but someone killed my team. Yes, unfortunately, that is exactly what happens in the arena. Okay, plenty of armor, plenty of apples. Then we have these apples. I need tons of these fancy armor plants. I need 12 of them. Yeah. So that'll probably happen by the end of the day with all the extra energy that I'll be using, but it's not gonna happen right now. I'm not gonna spend another 100 gems to get this one. But we got that big one with the bananas, so I'll take it. We still need another 3 times 4, right? 3 times 4, so we need 12 in total, and I have 0 of them made already. So that means that I need another 8 fancy armors in order to rack that one up. Let's come in here and see what I can show you guys in the Brickspedish. Okay, now I have my set up to 5 stars for both Ice Station Odyssey and my Fire Station. So I'm going to start at the bottom here, and I'm going to showcase That's a weird team. Oh, right. Yesterday was a giant pain in the butt. So I'm going to be showcasing this team that I have in front of you right now. We'll be waiting till the second half of the... Uh-oh. Whoop. The game crashed. Let's try it again. No? What are you doing, Lego Legacy? Come back to me. There we go. Again, I'm using BlueStacks instead of the Windows app because, one, the Windows app is stuck trying to update the game every time I try to open it. And two, the Windows app actually stops when you switch Windows. So if I go from, like, say, my Lego app to, like, Discord or something like that, the Lego app will just stop if you're running the actual native Windows app. So that's why I'm using BlueStacks instead, in case anybody's curious about that. I wouldn't have been able to take a unit out of stealth because you're using... Oh, right. Yes, EMZ. Thank you for reminding me about that too. And it's a good thing I didn't even try. Matt, I've noticed recently that Locust has less viability than he used to. Feels like he got nerfed. I've read all the abilities and they look good, but don't seem to work effectively. Mike, it really kind of depends on how you're using your Locust and who the rest of the people are on the team. For example, Locust can actually use his taunt to remove an enemy's taunt. And that's worth remembering. So you have to, they did change his abilities, and some people think he got nerfed. I don't actually think that Locust got nerfed. I think he just got altered. Bricked, as it turns out, is actually a fairly weak ability. So that's worth noting because the amount of damage that it does is smaller than the value that you would get out of using the ability that has been locked out, if that makes sense. So Bricked is, it penalizes you if you use a special ability while you are bricked, but unfortunately it penalizes you like the same amount that a damage over that like one dot punishes you, which is not really that effective. So every time I'm bricked, I still use my specials anyway. I wonder if they will add the white spaceman / woman. They might eventually get that in there. I don't see why they wouldn't. Do I have a full explorer team? Almost. So this node is asking me to use full explorers. Yeah, I'll just use what they've suggested for me here. Before people moved to magical Ninjagos with me, I was in the top 10 beating the meta Ninja teams. Oh, with your space, you mean? That's awesome. I think you can run the Windows app in windowed mode, but yeah, if you can't update it, that is sad. Yeah. That's yeah, Paul, that's what I was getting at. So I have noticed that as far as streaming goes, as far as actually playing the game goes when I'm not streaming, I actually have a better time using the native Windows app for sure. But as far as streaming is concerned, I have found that BlueStacks actually functions better, specifically because it doesn't shut down in when you alt tab out of it. Sorry, I was getting a little bit distracted here. There it is, 7,500 damage from a crit with Spaceman Reed. Now, keep this in mind. I've had like Kelvin. So I had Kelvin, Commander Cold, and Spaceman Reed that have all taken 2 turns in the same amount of time that their Argenta took 1 turn. So the difference in speed is not to be discounted. It makes a very, very, very big difference and is really, really, really worth noting. Let's go ahead and put a stun on here. Plus the 100% chance to stun, I think outweighs the small chance that Zane has of putting Dizzy. Stun, I mean, for one thing, stun prevents the enemy person from getting a turn, right? They are stunned, they lose their entire turn. So, while it does kind of nerf the damage potential of the rest of your chill team because it's stun instead of Dizzy, one, it's a 100% chance to apply unless they resist it, but he has a 100% chance to try and apply stun, which is much better than like Zane's chance on his basic to apply Dizzy. And 2, he's faster than Zane is when you're running this particular set, so that's obviously worth noting. And 3, he has more single target damage. Okay. So now I'm using, as long as I'm basically now, in order to help this achievement where you have to use a bunch of med kits, as long as I have more than 100 med kits, I will heal anybody who needs less than 10, if that makes sense. And then I can do it a whole bunch. Extreme, did the community manager say anything about raids? No. The community manager has not given us any information about more upcoming stuff, if that makes sense. They have not given us any information about intellectual property. They have not given us any information about, say, who the next set of characters are that are going to be reworked. They haven't given us any information about raids. Basically, right now, they are in the process of letting us know who is now the point person for different things. So, for example, Emilian is the new community manager, and letting us know that they are getting things set up. Emilian did make the comment that he is on Discord all the time. So that was something that had come up before when they announced that they were going to be making all these updates on Facebook and all this other kind of stuff. Emilian in particular said that he wants to be where the hardcore LEGO fans are, and he knows that's going to be on the Discord server. So put that in the back of your mind. Hopefully the communication process is going to be getting better specifically because of that, if nothing else. But yeah, I'll be very interested to see when they actually drop that. I'll be interested to see when they actually drop that news. Okay. Here's a thing. Can we take out Magisto before? It's hard for me to tell who's going to be getting. Oh, wait. But now, no taunt for you, Brutus. Get out of here, fool. I'm taking you downtown. Oh, yeah. Get him out. Reed just critting like crazy right now. Is Spaceman Reed's crit chance really that high? Wow, okay. A lot of damage being focused down on my Magisto, but now my Magisto is going to be getting all of that nice damage back. We have crit chance up. Oh no, we didn't have crit chance up. I am so sorry. All right, well, we need to remove this taunt because I really need to be able to get in here and take down, what's his name? Pegleggy Boy. Now, here we see one of the benefits of Magisto, that guaranteed chance to apply Dizzy to the primary target, plus the chance to apply Dizzy to other targets, and then Commander Cold hits harder. Whenever there is Dizzy on the target, Commander Cold's basic attack hits for 50% more damage. 50%? Now that I'm saying that out loud, it might be 20% more damage. But regardless, it hits for more damage, which means when a foe does have Dizzy, Commander Cold actually hits for a very significant amount. There you go, 3,600. Basically, when a foe is Dizzy, Commander Cold hits on par with Argenta, to be completely honest with you. Now, I really need... Spaceman Reed is about to explode, and I think he might... Is he gonna die? Am I gonna have to redo this battle? Oh, boo earns. Spaceman Reed, getting out of there. Too many time bombs. Too many time bombs on the dance floor. Let's come back in here and redo that one. Keep plugging, dude. What am I plugging for? Extreme, you're 52. Nice, man. Getting there. Costs are real too. 100k plus level 59 to 60. Yeah, leveling up from 50 to 60 takes, I think it takes like 800,000 total. Okay, let's do this in a slightly different order here. Let's see what happens if we just focus down. Yeah, if we just focus down Peg Leg first. Let's see what we can get there instead. Let's go ahead and do some big attack. Oh, didn't get him down. What is that? I did the second attack because I really wanted to save the stun, assuming that I could get Pegleg down. However, I think we're going to be okay because Pegleg is dizzy now, which means that we won't have to worry about him countering everybody. Now we are so close, actually, to taking down Cook Bart. We're just gonna do it. Great. Okay, now, I know that their Magisto is about to unleash his special, so let's go ahead and unleash our special. Their Pegleg already has Dizzy on him, so we are going to focus down their Magisto with the Dizzy instead. Now, they've done their ability, brilliant. Now we're gonna come over here and honestly, I think I'm just gonna keep doing damage for the time being. Let's just take, oh, that dodge, super unfortunate, but not so much that time. Now, I'm not worried about locking people out of their abilities. Magisto just used his, Hiker has already done his heal, so let's get Woo's group heal out. Let's go ahead and get Magisto's heal out. Brilliant. Now, I need to be able to put Dizzy on their Magisto or stun him. So in the meantime, I'm going to attack Brutus. Alright, I don't have my stun ready to go. And I don't have my Dizzy ready to go either. So it looks like it's just going to be damage. Nope, here we go. Taunt, or the removal. Now he'll put the taunt probably on, yes, the Hiker. But we can take down the Hiker, no problemo. We have, yes, there it is. We have crit chance up, which means no taunt for you, Hikey Pants. We will slow down their Magisto. Yeah. And we're just going to take everybody out now. We need to make sure that we are healing up to our best potential here. But we're kind of out of heals for the time being, I think. I think Magisto is out of his. I'm going to go ahead and put this special on. And let's see. I think Magisto is going to get the next turn. One turn short of the heal. That's all right. We can handle it. Now, I don't think... Let's see how much of this I can sort of bypass. If I actually spend a couple of turns trying to do smaller damage in order to wait until I have my heals ready again. Yeah, there it is. That's what we're looking for. There's heal number 1. There's heal number 2. And now let's hammer down this Brutus. Yes, that worked out perfectly for us that time. Brilliant. Matt taking on meta teams and not pulling it off. The hurt is real. Yeah, Mike. It's no joke. The meta teams are, well, the meta teams for a reason. Now, to be honest with you, I haven't actually fought one of the, like, meta Magisto's tower teams yet. Still haven't done that. No idea what that's going to be like. I have a feeling it's going to be a wild and painful ride, to be completely honest with you. So now I'm going to start using my buddies here in the bricks. So now seeing how this team works is going to be a little bit different and obviously a little bit off. Here's a fun one though. Look at the speed of my team with Ice Station Odyssey compared to their Lloyd, right? Or compared to their Highwayman. One of the biggest problems with Highwayman is that he gets in there and he stealths before you have a chance to get him. Not anymore. Downzo. Now, we know that Lloyd is going to put everybody into stealth. Unless we get him down low enough that he doesn't feel like doing it. So now let's go ahead and stun one of these Cactus Girls. Let's go ahead and see if we can take out a different one of these Cactus Girls. We do with a 9,200 damage crit. Man, the pirates just so much damage that the pirates do. It's just incredible. They do twice as much damage as most of the other characters in the game. It's just... It's hard to truly appreciate just how much damage they do. All right, let's go ahead and do a little special action. We'll throw a Dizzy on one of these Cactus Girls, maybe on both of them, crossing our fingers. Brilliant, they both get the Diz. And now they are both taking a nap. Look at that, Commander Cold, when the foe has Dizzy, hitting for 7,500 on a crit. Dizzy is no joke with Commander Cold. It is huge. Being able to apply it using that Magisto special, I think I'm gonna have to keep doing that for a while. For a while? Pirates and ninjas. Okay. A pirate ninja team? No. this is going to be the pirate ninja team that I'm going to use. I'm still going to be using that set with, let me go ahead and throw in this Scarlet here, just to give me one more person for whom Redbeard can do counters. Awful is the answer. Magisto's Tower is so OP. 9 tiles away from 5 stars, 5 tiles away from unlocking Willa. Nice! We'll be running 6-star Gisto, 5-star Basil. Oh, and you got 5-star Basil, Mike. Nice. 3-star Willa, 6-star Woo, and 5-star Ghost. Ghost also has, honestly, people using Ghost have proven me wrong about the Ghost. I thought that the Ghost's kit was good, but I thought ultimately it wasn't good enough. I think I was wrong. The fact that he basically does what Scarlet does, combined with Lloyd. So, just to remind everybody, the way that Scarlet works is when another player, another hero on your team gets below 50%, Scarlet automatically taunts. Right? Cool. The way that Lloyd works is he puts everybody, he effectively taunts by putting the entire rest of your team into stealth, which also means that you can't counter against them. What the Ghost does is when anyone on your team gets below 50% health, the Ghost pulls a Lloyd taunt and puts the whole rest of your team into stealth, which, as it turns out, is a giant penis in my rumpus, as I found while I was running the Ice Ninjas against teams that have the Ghost. Now, you'd think that it would be a little bit more effective because my Ice Planet characters have the ability to remove stealth from foes from using specials, and you would be right, except that a lot of the people are now using a combination of Scarlet and the Ghost. So, you get somebody below 50%, and Scarlet is going to taunt, and the Ghost is going to put people into stealth. Let's say that Scarlet taunts, then the Ghost puts people into stealth. Now you can only target the Ghost. If you get the Ghost below 50%, then Scarlet comes out of stealth just to taunt. And now you can only target her. But if you get her below 50% health, then the Ghost puts her into stealth again. It is a very, very effective, very, very difficult team to play against, I have found. And I'm thinking that because of that, we might end up seeing the emergence of an AoE meta of some kind, to be completely honest with you. Especially combine that with the magical team. Right? The magical team that has like the enchantment that turns into hardy, that turns into stealth before you can actually kill a character. So you have to be able to constantly get at characters who are low when they're getting constantly blocked by becoming stealth or getting locked behind a taunt of some kind. So there's actually a lot of stuff going on here, and I think that there might be, depending on how it works itself out, we might actually end up seeing the emergence of an AoE meta, where the only way to win is just to put 5 characters on your team, all of whom have AoE abilities, and just focusing on that in order to win. Right now, the Gameloft has actually done a pretty decent job of making sure that the AoE abilities in general are not super overpowered. And here I'm trying to get Kai out of stealth. There we go. Knocked him out of stealth. Take that, Kai. Now that Kai is stunned for a round, I'm not going to be able to get Firefighter Ash out before she does her next attack, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, but we get that counter. Gotta love that counter, bruh. So yeah, Gameloft has done a pretty good job of keeping all of the AoE abilities relatively weak so that you cannot do exactly what I'm talking about now. That was like what happened with Biggs and Wedge in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes when that game first came out. All of a sudden the meta was to put Biggs and Wedge on a team together and just have them AoE the entire enemy team on every turn, and it was disastrous. Now, that eventually went out of style when people figured out how to increase their defense or how to put enough healing out there, because if Biggs and Wedge didn't actually manage to absolutely demolish your team right from the outset, then they became rather weak. But it was such a big hit to deal with right off the bat that it was a problem. Anyway, I will be interested to see, however, if they don't change that in some way, shape, or form to make it so that there are more characters that do extreme AoE. When people have, for example, Garmadon at 7 stars, his AoE that also heals him up to full health, get out of town. It's ridiculous. Basil has a lot of AoE. Willa doesn't actually do a lot of damage. She has some AoE, but she doesn't actually do a lot of damage. But Magisto as well. I mean, so it's like half of the Magisto's tower team is the team you'd have to use to defeat the Magisto's tower team, which is actually kind of problematic when you think about it. But there I go. Let's see. I told you Ghost slaps. GKM, dude, you were right. I acknowledge it now. You were correct, sir. His ultimate is OP, gives healing immunity. Yeah, healing immunity is also going to be a major, I think we are going to see a lot more characters with healing immunity emerging in the not too distant future. It is an incredibly powerful ability. That is absolutely true. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with it while still trying to maintain some semblance of importance for healing in general. And this is, again, not to harp on it too much, but another thing that happened in the world of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Look at that, 2 dodges in a row, and now I can't get to the yuppie. What a pain in the butt, just from all of the dodging. Now granted, they do all have dodge chance up, so I guess it's understandable, maybe? I don't know, it's still just a pain. Such a pain. All right, take these characters down, please. I'm tired of you. Get out of stealth, Highwayman. I guess, yeah, let's go ahead and try and stun you. Great. I'm going to remove your taunt. Now what I want is Magisto to be able to, yes, that's what I want. Let's see if Magisto can take down Primo and the Yuppie simultaneously. Sorry, so I was talking about healing immunity. Healing immunity is a very, very cool, very, very powerful ability. What I have seen happen in other games is once healing immunity becomes too prevalent, then it actually makes it irrelevant to have healers in your arena team. And then all of a sudden, the healers in your arena team are completely worthless because there are too many ways to block healing anyway. So I'll be interested to see what they do about that. I think the right combination of characters that can apply debuffs combined with the right combination of characters that can remove debuffs is where they really need to go. And I think they've been doing an all right job of that, but we'll see. Ghost makes spooky teams a nightmare to deal with, pun intended. GKM, I like what you did there. Stealth with Magisto's Tower, giving Ghost enchantment hardy then stealth. Yeah, Mike, it's very, very difficult. And by the time it comes back around, not only will I finally have a space team, but they'll be at 7 stars gear level 7, because that's now what I'm working on. 4 of them right now I've just already told you about. Commander Cold, Kelvin, Spaceman Reed, Locust. I'll only need a 5th one. We'll see what happens when Gorwell comes out, actually. I think that'll be an interesting one. All right, which team are we fighting here? Your standard pirates or your standard pirate double tank? We're actually going to do just the standard pirates. And I think, who to use here? The Dizzy is nice. I think I'll save my Locust for the final battle. Although, what am I fighting today? Pirates? Yeah. All right, I'll save the Locust for the final battle, which means in this battle, I'm actually going to throw in... You know what? No, I'm going to throw in this Buddy Valiant. because I'm going to save the Scarlet just in case this doesn't work. I do want to use this team that I've been playing with already for that final battle against the pirates, just to see how it works. But here we go, looking at a much more powerful team. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that Captain Redbeard's next attack is a miss. But now, the next most important thing I want to make sure about is that I put Dizzy on, what's his name? Pegleg. So, I'm going to put a little bit of a buff here so that I have room for the Dizzy. Now, I did that just in case it were to take Scarlet down below 50%. Or, I did that just in case the Kelvin doing a damage and then Commander Cold doing damage would have taken Redbeard below 50%. Now that he's Dizzy, that's wonderful. But the next thing I want to do is prevent Sorry, I just thought of this a little bit backwards. I want to make sure to stun the right person. Actually, no. What I want to do is see if I can get critical chance up on my Spaceman Reed. Yes, and I do get crit chance up, which means that Spaceman Reed now has the ability to remove buffs. Brilliant. That worked out very, very nicely. Now, what we're going to do is actually worry about bringing Redbeard below 50% at the same time that I can remove one of the buffs, that I can remove that buff off of Scarlet. And it looks like the person who's going to get the next turn might be Spaceman Reed. So, we are in perfect working order to do this. Let's take below 50%. We missed it by one hit. That's perfectly okay, though. Spaceman Reed can now remove that taunt. Brilliant. Now, we are in a rush to see if we can get Redbeard down before the death comes in. Oh, this is going to be very, very close. But it's going to require a hit. A very palpable hit! Yes! And we have immediately just nerfed the enemy team. That is brilliant. Now, I am going to go ahead and just hammer down on Scarlet. But before I do that, they don't have anybody who can put Dizzy right now because Argenta has already used her special. So I'm going to do a nice little heal and retaliate on Spaceman Reed. Now, Cook Bart. Has Cook Bart already used his heal? I don't remember. He might have. But let's go ahead and stun their Scarlet, so at the very least, she can't also apply her heal. Now we're going to come in here for Argenta, hop her below the 50%. That's perfectly fine. Let's give everybody some defense up, lock everybody out of their abilities, and provide them with vulnerable at the same time. I am going to go ahead and taunt with my buddy Valiant. Please and thank you. And now, Magisto's special. Everyone has vulnerable. This will be a crit on everyone on the enemy team. Major, major, big time. Yes, and everybody is locked out of using their abilities. Oh, this went swimmingly. Swimmingly! And now I will heal up everybody as we get closer to the end of this particular battle. Yes, yes, take her down. Thank you. Take her down. Thank you. Now, he's got prepared. Let's see if we can knock him out. No, it looks like he's going to definitely get off. Oof, a major, major hit. Look at how low we are. We're going to stun our Cook Bart because we don't want him coming in and clearing out our Majesty Gist. Oh, man. Now, do I have the heals ready? I do not have the heals ready. Boo earns. Okay, here's a little heal that I've got ready. Good. Magisto, do you have your heal ready? Yes. Excellent. That will put us back up above that threshold very, very well. Now, I want to save it until I can actually use Woo's heal as well, if possible. So let's use all of these extra abilities. Oh, Woo's heal is one turn off. That's all right. Magisto got very close. Very close to being taken down. When we get him up to gear level 7, what will his stats be? Amazing. That's what they're going to be. Whew! EMZ. Oh, Mike, my opinion on Minor Clay. Sorry, I missed a whole bunch of things. Extreme, is Minor Clay good? No. But I am waiting for an update to the way that Grit works. Maybe he will be. I am currently farming Minor Clay in the guild store because there's not a lot in the guild store that I really want, to be particularly honest with you. And I am looking forward to a day when Grit actually matters, in which point Minor Clay might be huge. I don't know. But currently, no, Minor Clay is terrible. AoE meta equals Princess Storm, GKM. That's a pretty good one. Non-such, also great. Llama! What's up, girl? How you doing? Over an hour without mentioning dodge. That's right, Mike. That's right. I haven't gotten the really, really unlucky dodges so far today. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more spacey space in here to see how this functions. Reminder, I still have all of my actual pirate characters as well, so this could be pretty cool. EMZ, sorry, I did not do what you had suggested, but it still worked out anyway. You think the castle meta is going to come back now? I'm getting ready to do a video on free-to-play Magisto's Tower teams. It very well could, only because it is more free-to-play friendly than the magical meta team, right? Basil and Willa, they're still whale characters, even though a lot of people might have Basil at 4 or 5 stars after the last brick pace. With the changes to the master store and the amount of time that most people have been spending playing the game already, it's entirely possible that a lot of people actually have Willa at or about to be at 3 stars. So maybe, but I think that for the most part, we might see that castle meta just because they are so incredibly difficult to defeat. They're a giant pain in the butt, actually, is really the way that I should have said that. Oh, probably should not have used that ability, but let's see if we get the crit chance up. We do not. Boo earns that stinkity stink stinks. Because I believe we're going to get a taunt now that we cannot clear. Oh well, we're just going to have to hammer down on Valiant instead, but I think we'll be okay with that. Now here's something that I want to actually be very clear to showcase, is when I do the Locust's AoE ability, that will give me attack up on all of my characters, which is, of course, amazing. I'm also not going to be using any of the specials until I get to the second half of this, which is the Buckety Buck Bucks. Let's go ahead and finish off Valiant here. Now, we want to go ahead and hammer down on Admiral Nani Nani Non Nons. Nani Nani Non Nons, Matt? Really? Nani Nani Non Nons. I managed to make his name even longer and less exciting. Actually, I don't know. Nani Nani Non Nons has a certain ring to it, doesn't it? Hey Nani Nani, hey Nani Nani, hey Nani 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 Non such. Yo, check us out. Oh my god, anyone? Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves? I'm going out of my mind! Come on. Okay, the only person left here has basically nothing to do that is particularly helpful. Although, look at how tanky she is right now. This is a lot. Okay. So, we're getting down to the end, and I want to make sure that I have the right buffs on the right people as we approach. Ah, yes, perfect. Let's do this AoE so that I can give everybody on my team attack up right as we get into the pirates. Now, you might think that's silly. There's 5 pirates now. Why wouldn't you save it for one more turn? And this is why. Because I can go in here now and target everybody sort of one at a time. Oh, he resisted. He resisted the Dizdaz. Okay, so here's what we're going to do instead. We're gonna go in here like this. Woo! And then we're gonna go in here like this. Oh yeah, the vulnerable, disarm on everybody. This will put Dizzy on Redbeard. We get the taunt from Scarlet, but I can remove it because of critical chance up on my Reed. Come right back in here and demolish. demolish the enemy team. Now, I also don't need to use this ability yet because they're already disarmed, which means I get 2 disarms in a row. Oh my goodness, I am seeing the Woo Locust team coming out of my brain right now. Let's go ahead and clear this disarm ability from Magisto. Give him the defense down. Yes, look at that. Taking down Scarlet's taunt once again. This is amazing. Let's go ahead and stun Hank the Castaway. Good night, sir. Now I should have an ultimate coming around from Locust sometime here in the near future. Here it is. Let's disarm everybody again. Come on, RNG. I know it's only a 50% chance, but let's see if we can get it. We get it on the only person it was important to get it on, which is Cook Bart. Oh my goodness, with the addition of the Locust, I have come in here and actually absolutely wrecked this opposing pirate team. Huge, huge. Granted, it is the Raft Raider set, so it's not as good as the Forbidden Island set, but it wouldn't have mattered because we took down Redbeard on the very first turn before he even got an opportunity to do anything. Look at how clean it was. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll be here all week, performing just for you. Well, that brings us to the end of the Brickspedition for the day. You can see that I am also farming up those Magisto's Tower tiles. I've got enough to take it up to, what is that, 3 stars, 4 stars? Woo! Let's go ahead and throw everybody with a modifier in here. And then, ladies and gents, I'm gonna have to let you go because I gotta catch a train to Funk It Down. Tomorrow, all foes lose 15% defense for the entire battle. All tank foes lose 15% defense. All foes are inflicted with attack down. None of these things are important for us. We don't really need to worry about any of them. So, let me really quickly run through your comments. Almost maxed out. Nonny, 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 nons. Mike, yes, I know, it's catchy. You think Scarlet would work with the team in place of Lloyd? GKM, yes. I actually mentioned that I think right before you joined us. If you were to take Ice Ninjas especially and replace Lloyd with Scarlet. Scarlet is just, I mean, Scarlet's ability to taunt when you need her to is actually like the biggest benefit of anything. Hey, we just got more energy. We'll go ahead and use that real fast. Right in here. Scarlet is only good because of Redbeard. If you're not using Redbeard, she's really just there. Well, EMZ, I think that's kind of the point. It depends on who the other 4 characters are that you put in there. I think what makes Scarlet so powerful is the fact that she taunts when you need her to, not just when it's her turn. So yeah, she's there just to be a giant meat shield. And yes, you are correct that with Redbeard, she absolutely goes off because of the counters that you get from Redbeard. But I think she's still pretty great on her own. Now, it depends on the rest of your team. Might be better to actually put in a tank that will synergize, but who knows? I've seen her on a team with Ghost, and the results are devastating. He was saying in a pirate team, I reckon what he was saying makes sense, but in a magical team without Redbeard. Oh, no, EMZ, yes, sorry. Yes, EMZ, I think you're right. In a magical team, Scarlet is probably not going to be great, especially when you consider who do you leave out. I mean, if you've got Basil, Willa, and Magisto, those 3. Now let's say you put in Wu for some more magical action, and maybe Vankman for the full magical action. You could take out probably Vankman or Wu and replace them with the Ghost, but either way, I don't think you'd actually need Scarlet. I don't think Scarlet would be a good transition in there, but give it a shot. Let us know how it works. All right, guys, just a recap. Tomorrow I will be off. The next stream for me will be on Saturday. Sorry. I am going to be spending the next couple days with some friends of ours upstate, but I will be back on Saturday. Until then, if there are any giant releases in news, I may make some sort of notification about them to make sure that nobody else misses them. But the next time you will see me is Saturday. So for the rest of your Wednesdays, folks, I bid you adieu. Carry on, Christian soldier. Whatever that expression is. That's not the expression. I don't know what the expression is. I will leave you with a song. And that song goes like this. Lego Legacy. heroes unboxed. Where are you going? Where have you been? Lego Legacy. Goulet.